Roccia is finally here, and let me tell you, she has just made the free-to-play Havoc Rover 1 tier better. And yo, hello internet, welcome back to the once a month upload schedule. Try to upload more, I'm so lazy. I'll be showing you the best teams Roccia can be played in and how you want to play her. It's honestly pretty simple, but there are some pros and cons that you want to make sure you understand before you decide to either pull or skip her. Now, yap out of the way, stat line. The most important stat she needs is 70% crit rate. That's how you get the full buffs through her ultimate, which I have 62.7 of. But if you own a Shorekeeper, which I do, you don't need exactly 70% crit rate because you get crit rate from Shorekeeper. You also need at least 125 energy regen, but that's assuming if you land every attack with her, which is not gonna happen. You'll see later, right? That's why I have 142. Not that it matters that much. I still have to hit a lot of my attacks, but regardless, let's take a look at the weapon. I'm using a Bersergist, the free-to-play one. Her own does get her crit rate, which makes her so much easier to hit, 70%, which is why I do recommend getting it if you want to main her or if you really love her. With that said, here are the Echo sets, and you'll notice I'm using the Moonlight Cloud set instead of the new Havoc set. The new Midnight Veil actually does more increasing damage of Roccia herself rather than giving more boost to your main DPS, which overall means if you have a good Moonlight Cloud set, which you likely do, just use your Moonlight Cloud set. It's gonna be decent anyway, and I already do have like a full set, so I went ahead and used Moonlight Cloud, which works fine. And these are the investments, and with all that said, allow me to show you what she's all about. Using any of her attack except for her ultimate will charge up her Forte circuit, and I'm gonna demonstrate how you can charge it up very quickly with a charge attack, but you'll never really use this a lot. Most of the time you'll use an intro skill into a basic, which I'll show you later, or use your resonance skill right now. So if I use my resonance skill, I'll not only gain 1 bar of Forte, I'll also fly up, and this is where I spam my basic attack to do these 3 plunging attacks. Each of them will spend 1/3 of my Forte bar. Roccia's entire playbook: get 3 Forte, use your skill to fly in the sky, do 3 launch attacks, get enough energy for your ult, use your ult, Concerto max, get out. That's all. Very simple, right? Feast your eyes on the best Roccia team, ladies and gentlemen, and I shall present to you the obvious Shorekeeper Roccia Camellya. In a previous video, I mentioned Camellya got better with Roccia, especially with the targeting, considering Roccia can gather enemies through her plunging attacks and through her E and all that as well. I'll just go in and show you how it works, right? And do note of her basic combo too. I'm gonna show it exactly right now. We're gonna start with Shorekeeper, normal stuff, right? I'm gonna just go in and skip that. Maximum Concerto gain. Here we go. We're gonna go for an alt Echo, swap to Roccia, and this is where I'm gonna slow down. Boom. I've swapped her in, and take note of this combo. It's gonna be the easiest one for her. It's the only one you need. Her full combo, step 1, come in with an intro skill, and the moment you do, you want to use 1 basic attack. So as I do here, if you do 1 basic attack, she's gonna instantly gain 1 more Forte circuit energy. So right now, I just done my intro skill. I got 1 bar of Forte. That's just how it works. Remember that. And now you want to do 1 basic attack. This is basically the 4th basic attack rather, which gets me my 2nd Forte. Let me reiterate again. Intro skill coming in, get 1 Forte. Use your basic right after intro skill. That's the 4th basic. Get your 2nd Forte. And now you want to get your 3rd Forte. How to do that? Use your E. Use your skill right here as I click. I'm gonna go use my E to get 3 Fortes and get into this tornado form. I'm gonna go and speed up. Tornado form goes in. I'm gonna fly up. This is my special mode where I get to use my launched attack, and that tornado itself will actually gather up enemies. No, well, we're fighting a boss. It doesn't matter. And here we go. We're up top. We're gonna do 3 launch attacks. Boom, boom, and boom. With the 3rd launch attack down, use my ultimate right there. And with my ultimate got in, I should have just enough for max Concerto. And this is where it transforms into your Echo and turn to your DPS. Boom. That is all. The whole playbook of Roccia. How easy is that? Now, I'm missing one thing. I'm actually missing one thing. Let me rewind this. I'm gonna go back to where the freaking Camellya came in. So right here, notice this. As I swap Roccia out for Camellya, my T, which is usually my grappling hook, got replaced by Roccia's magic box here. This is basically like a mini tornado that can also kind of gather the enemies. It doesn't really do any damage at all, so basically just use it if you want to, or you could ignore it too. It doesn't matter. I ended up using it every time though, so boom. Yeah, it does like 5 damage per hit. It's really not a lot, but hey, it can gather up smaller mobs. Doesn't matter if it's a boss fight though. And yep, now we have all the buffs for Camellya. This is the perfect buff for Camellya because it's Havoc damage. It's also basic attack damage. Now, before, Camellya only had Sanhua to be able to help her like at all. Now we have Roccia that perfectly complements her. So now we're gonna do the normal combo. I don't really even like play this efficiently, but we're just gonna do it anyway. Boom, get out. Echo as well. Back to Shorekeeper. Repeat the whole process. Now, you would think, well, that's it. The video's done. No, this is where I showcase to you the pros and the cons of Roccia. So now I'm back with Roccia, right? Notice this. The boss, this boss in particular, likes to jump and lunge around himself and fly around too. Roccia has a unique ability where if you use your tornado and you go midair, you can use your movement keys, WASD as I use here. So use your WASD as you attack. You can control where the tornado goes. You can control where she lunges towards. Now notice it's not like you can just fly across the map, but it does give you quite decent movement. You can lunge around quite like, it gives you a lot of versatility for movements, right? And boom, there we go. We landed all 3 hits. That means enough for my ulti. So my ulti goes in, still hitting the boss into the freaking bird, into my DPS. Boom. The boss couldn't even run away, flying around. Now, if Sanhua was in this case, Sanhua has to hit the boss on the ground or else you're missing. So that's like the one thing above Sanhua that Roccia have. That's pretty obvious. So this is the final DPS window that I need. I got Shorekeeper to set up into Roccia. Roccia comes in. I do one basic, but the boss hit me. And when the boss hit me and interrupted your 4th basic, you don't gain the full forte. And if you don't, you gotta spam your basics for it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and spam basics on the ground. Not a big deal. And then here again, notice this. I'm gonna rewind a little bit and slow it down, right? Right here, I used my E to gain the 3rd forte. You can see it glowing right there. But the boss also, in the same time, hit Roccia. And Roccia got knocked back. And it basically just canceled my entire tornado. And suddenly, I'm stuck here with no tornado. I can't do the triple lunge. If I can't do the triple lunge, I cannot gain enough concerto. I cannot gain enough energy for LT. It's a tragedy. How do I get out of this? Well, use your charged attack, basically. So notice here, I'm going to try use my charged attack. Boom. Holding this luggage, charging it up, and then bang. I still go midair, and I continue with my lunge. And notice that as well. My first lunge, the boss just evaded it. And here's my second lunge. The boss almost evaded it into my 3rd lunge, into my ultimate. And there you go. I still get the freaking DPS window up. You can see it got a little bit close, right? If the boss likes lunging around, the boss has a lot of movements. And if the boss have a lot of erratic attacks, Roccia is very easily interrupted. But if you don't though, boom, easy peasy, no problem. Do you know that these are level 90 enemies? I won't lie, this week's level 100 enemies. I don't know, it's pretty tough for me. I can't 3-star it, so maybe it's time for me to stop slacking off, huh? Now that is the best team for Roccia. Allow me to show you the next team now, which will be the Havoc Rover team. It's honestly just the same thing. I'm gonna show you just one DPS window, but it's so good for a free-to-play player to just pick up Roccia. Boom, you have a team. Verena, Roccia, Dark Rover. Verena being free, Dark Rover being free as well. Instantly, and it's a really good team. You'll notice it's the same thing. Boom, we got Roccia right here. Tornado up, lunge, lunge, lunge. We got ulti in, and then echo in as well. Moving out will be freaking Havoc Rover. We do the normal DPS combo. Rather, we kind of just brute force it. We get into our dark state or like special state. Do more damage, do a bunch of damage, spam our basics, spam our ult into our echo in the end. You can see the damage going crazy because we're boosting Havoc damage, which is what Havoc Rover wants, and we're boosting basic attack damage, which is what Havoc Rover does a lot of. So just like that, we finished our DPS window, and we just have to repeat this. In the end, we definitely did 3-star this, no problem for sure. So yeah, there you have it. That's the Dark Rover free-to-play team. If you just pick up Roccia, you can do it. Why would you want to pick Roccia though over Sanhua? If your Sanhua is used for someone else. It's a fairly valuable idea to invest in a character like this if you don't own 2 teams already. Now, I've shown you some cons, some pros as well. Cons being if the boss moves around or interrupts you, you need to react to it, use your charge attack and then fly up. Things get a bit iffy. The final thing though I will talk about will be why would we need Roccia if you already have 2 separate decent teams. In my opinion, this is how they designed her. I think this is the main selling point. I'm going to show you right now. This is the Overdrive mode, and it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to just skip ahead into when I swap in Roccia. You'll notice there's a lot of mobs here. Now, in this stage, if you fought them before, if you're using a Sanhua, all these 4 rocks here are gonna fly like, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the front. It's gonna be annoying, right? Because Sanhua doesn't really like hit everyone and gather them to the middle. But Roccia does. Check this out. She has a really good gather. This tornado right here. Look at how they just get magnetically sucked into the middle. So now they're all gathered. We can just punch them with a punch attack. Use your ult as well. Everyone's still around you into your DPS. And yep, just like that, I'm using my T as well. Remember the T from Roccia that also gathers the enemy right here. And that allows Camellya in the tornado. Yeah? She about to spin. Look at that. She will always spin on these 4 rocks. It's not even that easy to do this, but with Roccia, it is insanely easy. Now, do ignore the immune. I'm just trying to showcase this. Unfortunately, even in Overdrive mode, there are quite a lot more elites than like just mob stages. So yeah, it's for showcase's sake, okay? But you get the point. Now, for me, this is what sets her apart from every other character, because no one else can really gather enemies as easily as she can. Just using an E, no time lag at all. You just start gathering them. Drop to your DPS, you can still gather with your T, which is your grappling hook, or, you know, basically the magic box. Why is the cow moonwalking, yo? What the flip? But the main question is she that much better than, say, using a Sanhua for Camellya? If you're Camellya main, 100% go Roccia. Definitely worth it. Takes some skill to use in under certain scenarios, but numerically, the buffs are better, her stats are better, her damage are slightly higher as well. But would you spend your hard-earned pulls for Roccia rather than saving for the coming, you know who? Zani. If you don't pull Zani, you are weak-minded, alright? That's my mama right there. That's who I want to lay my cranium on their thighs on, alright? It's Zani. So, hey, in the end, if you love her, go and pull her. If you're Camellya main, I really do suggest pulling her because, well, it's just good. And it frees up your Sanhua. Overall, it's a good idea considering your main, you know, Havoc DPS anyway. Same for any Havoc Rover mains as well. Roccia is a worthy pull to make that character better. But if you already have, like, solid teams and Camellya plus Sanhua is already suffice for you, then you know what? We save for mommy Zani. We let this little kid, you know, do whatever this is. Okay, you're just doing too much, yo. Can we stand still? All right, that'll be all. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I helped you out. And take care.